Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up.
A place where we inform.
Manifestations.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
You gotta eat what you kill. You gotta go out there. You gotta hunt for your meals.
We all have that ability to connect with people, to be that motivational person in somebody's life.
You gotta let people know there's certain lines you don't cross, and that there's gonna be consequences if you do.
Man up.
If you are an adult and you are in a relationship, that person's emotions are not your responsibility.
Man up. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
The devil, during slavery, destroyed the masculinity or manhood of the so-called Negro. No man. No man. Right now you got to be trained all over again to be a man.
When someone is obligated to do something, it is binding upon them to do it. And failure to do it causes reaction.
Man up.
Position make you rich. I don't have that type of richness. My richness is life forever.
If that people knew that glorious pop, if that people knew that glorious pop, if that people knew that glorious pop, then they would be more inclined to respect themselves.
I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world. And that's our job, is to spark somebody else watching us.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up.
A place where we inform.
Manifestations.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
You want to tell me about yourself? Go get your friends. I'll tell you who you are based on who your friends are.
Don't just live and die. That's an ugly existence. Make your life matter. Make your life count. Live a life where people can actually mourn you for the things you left behind, not just because you were around and existed.
We need strong black nuclear family.
Yes. Yes.
That's what it is. Mother, father, son, daughter, all in the same house with a focus on the family unit as a whole.
We had Tulsa, Atlanta, New Jersey, Detroit. We had Rosewood. We had Black Wall Streets all over.
The Republicans aren't for us, but the Democrats aren't for us either. And we should have no alliance to any political party. We only have alliance to what is in our own best interest.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up.
A place where we inform.
Manifestations.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
At the end of the day, as men in the community, we must stand together and be counted, because people look to us for guidance, leadership, and protection. And if we are not about that business, we are not on our job. Here we have grown-ass man conversations in the spirit of that purpose. Anthony Malcolm, Bobby Drake, Major Gage. We are. This is Manifestations 2020.
Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
Yeah, we rocking it. Manifestations 2020 in the building. What's hood?
Yo.
How y'all feeling?
Good. What's good?
Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up. Good. I'm glad to hear that, man. Sound like Anthony Malcolm's clear this week. You know what I'm saying? He's in good spirits and good health. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Got me, my man's up in here. I got Bobby Drake and them with me. And I got Anthony Malcolm. I am Major Gage. We are Manifestations 2020. What's good, fellas? Talk to me.
Everything is good, man. You know, I just saw a young girl the other day. I was scrolling earlier today, I should say. And she's 13 years old and is a celebrity chef. And this girl is doing some phenomenal stuff. So I really wanted to get in contact with the parents to try to see if we could get her on the show. But man, at 13 years old, she's showing her content, is showing her going to the bank. And I'm talking about she's pulling out money out her bank that a lot of grown people ain't pulling out.
That is so lit.
That's just to see that our youth are being self-sufficient and understanding how to be very fruitful and independent at a young age. It helps to have more of young children out here being very productive and also know how to survive through this world that can be very tough for adults, especially in your adulthood. So to have her being structured at a young age, I thought that was phenomenal. And I would love to get her on here to kind of give us some gems at a young age, because to be honest with you, I think a lot of people that are older don't realize you can learn from a lot of the young ones, you know. And we have to get out of that ignorance of thinking that we know everything when these young kids, and I told people before that my nephew at the age of 6 was showing me how to operate the iPad better than I can at the age of 30. So, you know, it's crazy how these young kids, they can learn. And that's what makes me so mad, especially in our community, is that we don't put that extra effort and time into these young kids, because regardless whether they live in the hood or in their suburbs, these kids are sponges. These kids learn. They are very intelligent. The problem is we don't push them and promote them the right way. And everybody's attention span of learning is different. Some people learn through textbooks. Some people learn through hands-on. You have to find the correct formula for your child in order for your child to accelerate in the direction that you want them to do. And I'll land my plane on that.
Absolutely. Okay, well said. Shout out to that young sister, man. I can't wait to get her on here. That'll be great, and it's good to see that her parents are supporting her too. Go ahead, Bobby Drake. What you got?
No updates or highlights or shout outs for me this week. You know, just big salute to what Ant was speaking on. We definitely need to see that, man. I really wish, you know, some of the most celebrated and beloved artists that we revere in our culture, off the mic, on the mic as well, but off the mic, they had a lot of insightful and powerful things to say, things that are more important than what they even said when they were holding on a microphone.
Agreed.
But one of those things, I believe we quoted him here in the beginning of our show in our opening credits. Was Tupac. And one of the things that he said was that, you know, we don't need any more rappers. We don't need no more rappers, no more singers, no more ball players, athletes. We don't need no more celebrities. We need more scientists. We need more chefs. We need people in the areas that actually matter. The world would be a little drab, but we could actually continue on as a people, as a people, if we didn't have musicians or entertainers. We could get along with that. The life might be a little bit kind of meh, but we could get along with that. That's not essential. But we can't have a community, a society whose only primary export is entertainment, and we don't have any scientists, engineers, inventors, people that literally make the world go around. That's a scary thought. We talk about Black empowerment and being able to be self-sufficient and do for ourselves. And you have to ask the question, if we literally right now got a black planet, nobody else on here, no white people, no Hispanics and Latinos, no Asians, nobody. It's just black people. To continue and thrive. And unfortunately, the reality is no, we would not. We would not, because we do not have nearly enough people in the essential areas that matter. And furthermore, what's most important or what's most concerning is that for most of us, that's not a pressing concern or an issue.
I agree.
We don't see the crisis behind that. As long as somebody else is doing it, me no worry. But what happens when they're in a position where they no longer feel like doing it? What happens if we go back to the days of Jim Crow, where everything is segregated by force?
Yeah.
Everything is separate but unequal. And now those things we depend on other people for. Now it's basically you got to get out the mud on your own.
Yeah, Tariq Nasheed talks about that a lot. Like, okay, what if all the white people just disappeared today? What would y'all do? Something to think about and something to work on for sure. Shout out to Bobby Drake for that. And, you know, real quick for me, I don't think I have any major shout outs or nothing like that. I'm just enjoying this back and forth between the Harrises and 50 Cent and Papoose and 50 Cent and Jim Jones, Mano, and everybody else of 50 Cent. 50 Cent is getting his back kicked in right now by everybody. And, you know, I like some things that 50 Cent does. So I'm not necessarily siding with anybody, but I do like to see a bully get punched in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I feel about it. Like, on some real shit, 50 Cent has been bullying people and terrorizing people for the last 10 years plus. You know, sometimes it's warranted, a lot of times it's not. So, you know, it's about time, you know, from where I sit. So,
hey,
you know,
real quick, before you get into that,
yeah,
because you brought something up, I want people to understand, because they were getting on Bam about his 83 points.
Yeah.
But I sat back on social media and I just watched people talk about Bam and Kobe, and they stirred that narrative going on. Because they always like to separate us, divide us by competing, by comparing us to others, right? And one thing that nobody pointed out, the reason Bam played that excellent, he wasn't trying to break a record. He was in such a great mood with his girl that he wanted to show her and impress her on that court, because his energy, that feminine energy that comes from his girl, because remember, his girl just won the championship and he supported her. And then he came back in. I forgot the dynamics that week, but it was a dynamics between them, and the energy and love that he got from her that week. He went out there and he scored 83 points. But nobody talks about the dynamic of the man and woman, that intimacy, that femininity and masculinity, when rightfully put together, is powerful and produces productivity of what you see with Bam. And I think a lot of people don't talk about that. And I just wanted to point that out real quick.
That's facts. And I ain't never seen Bam play like that. So shout out to Bam Adebayo. That boy showed out. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's up. All right. So let's go ahead and get into it, man. With that being said, knowing when to fall back. We had to make this show, man. Too many people are overstepping their bounds and doing it too much. You know, they're riding, they're right there at the end at the precipice, and then they just jump out the window. Like, you know, you can kind of walk the line for a while, and you know, it's fun in games and it's interesting or whatever. And then when that backlash comes, it comes for real. You know, we got a few violators here. I wanted to start off with this one because I thought this one was particularly egregious. We got Dwight Howard's wife out here jumping out the damn window, just talking all kind of crazy. You know, the Dwight Howard situation just kind of exploded. And again, sometimes you should just know when to fall back. This lady's talking all this craziness, and I'm like, man, if it's what you say that it was, you should have been said or did something. I don't give a damn who your husband was, all this craziness she talking. Check this out.
You know, I am so prideful and so private. It hurt me so bad to have to even protect myself in this type of way. My marriage has landed me in a very dangerous position. My stepdaughter was just taken by CPS because of her father. CPS and the police have been here 3 times in less than 3 months, and I stood in it with my husband, even though I was scared for my own self. Whatever he wanted me to say, whatever it was, I'm thinking this is my husband. I had everybody around me saying, Even after I tried to divorce him the first time, everybody around me says, you can't leave your husband this soon. But it's not even about me. It's about the kids. The stuff that I have to go through with the kids. I have to be witnesses to. I'm in the police at the house. They ask me questions. I don't know how do I lie for my husband. I've never been married before. I'm in love with my husband. I don't want him to get in trouble, so of course I'll be his alibi, but this is going way too far. And now I'm getting mixed all in this. I cannot ruin my entire life for something that this person is doing. I keep telling people he needs some help, y'all. I live with him. This is not him. This is not the white. This is trauma. This is everything he's been through, but just not the kids. I have to advocate for the kids. And I can't go down for what he's doing. So they took our daughter. This is what I'm fucking losing my fucking marriage to. This shit right here.
So yeah, bruh, I saw that and my head exploded. Fam, I'm looking at this lady, I'm listening to what she's saying, and I'm trying to figure out a few things because I kind of process everything in a cerebral capacity, right? First off, why the fuck are you coming to social media with this shit? That's first. Why the fuck are you coming to social media with this shit? That's first of all. Secondly, you going on and on about all of this stuff that they say is you're alluding to all of these things. They took our baby girl because of their father. It took her because of their father. Something he doing to the kids, and I can't let it take me down. Bitch, it sounds like that he's been doing something bad to these kids, something nefarious to these kids, and you ain't want to say shit until he looked like he was gonna flip it and put some shit on you. That's bad enough. Then you start off the video talking about how private you are, and then you flash a brick of cocaine up at the end of the video. What are we doing out here? This woman looks batshit crazy, and if it weren't for the gravity and the seriousness of what she's talking about, I'd be very dismissive. But this is some serious shit we're dealing with, sounds like, and from the other baby mom came out and made a video after that, and she's also alluding to there's some type of molestation going on, allegedly. You understand? I don't know for a fact, but that's what she's alluding to. Sounded like that's what this lady was alluding to. People, if that's what's going on, I don't give a fuck about the fact that this is your husband and you trying to protect him and help him, and that's not him. You need to report that shit. You claim that you're all about protecting the kids, but you ain't did shit yet to protect the kids, including coming online and reporting this shit. What is wrong with this woman? What is wrong with people generally? Why do we do this? What are we supposed to do about it? The general public, the audience, what are we gonna do? Bruh, it made my head explode. What y'all saying? I'm just going by what she said. I don't know how much of that is true, but some of it definitely is because they took the little girl. There's a reason for that. And I done seen Dwight Howard run up on people and grab their stuff, men, on camera. All right? I'm just saying. So I don't know what he's capable of. Go ahead, talk to me, man.
Yeah. I made a post, and your girl, your favorite girl, Major, she shared it.
Who the man?
And I was shocked she shared it.
Who?
Your favorite
my favorite girl. They gotta be a joke.
And always with this nonsense, man. Professional shit poster.
I said the Amy, Dwight, and Royce situation made me realize one thing I noticed about a lot of women.
Yeah.
Y'all don't listen and learn from previous women. Instead, you compete to see if you get a better outcome with the same man. This is women's Achilles heel.
Wow.
And that shit went kind of viral on my post. That post went kind of viral because a lot of women, even in the comments, were saying, yo, that's dead ass true.
That's
a lot
real.
a lot of people don't understand. And we had this notion that we grew up with, that this saying that we always heard, one person's trash is another person's treasure.
True. Sometimes.
in some instance that
Right.
might be right.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times it's really one person's trash is another motherfucker's trash. Let's just be fucking real.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And we have to understand that. And, you know, I've always talked about, y'all heard me on here when I talked about how men and women, but especially women, have this savior's complex. It's always this need to be the one that changed somebody into a better person. And the problem with that, it does help in some situations, but majority of the time, it ends up damaging you because you're trying to carry, heal, and motivate somebody that doesn't want to do it themselves. And when you do that, mentally, physically, you're going to, and financially, you'll be drained the fuck out. It's no different than when people have people in their families that are addicts. When you have a crack addict or a drug addict or alcohol addict, and you're trying to spend money for rehab, and every time you put them in rehab, they come out and they're doing the same thing and everything like that.
Right.
And the best way is let them be who they are, and when they're ready to come to you, that's when you know they're ready for change, and that's when you see change. But you forcing them to change is not going to be it. So a lot of times I tell women all the time, like, don't run out there to get Build-A-Bears. I mean, you're at a point in your life where Build-A-Bears will damage you. If that person has to already have the components, they already have to have majority of the checklist. There's nothing wrong with you adding on extra to that person. But to rebuild a motherfucker that is grown, you're going to throw yourself in the crazy house. Short and sweet end of it, right? So I always say, be very mindful about the people that you're dealing with. If you see a person having multiple issues with people, more than likely it is that person. So stay away from them. You'll find the person that's for you. And because you're occupying yourself with no good people, you're going to end up passing somebody that was meant for you because you're too occupied with the trash or dealing with the trash or playing with the trash. And I'll land my plane on that.
Well said. And just real quick before Bobby go, she also did say that she heard, and the ex said that that she told her about this shit before they started dealing. So, and you know, like I said, I've seen Dwight Howard do weird shit, and I'm not even nowhere near those people. Something should have told you something. Go ahead, Bobby Drake. Let's get it.
Oh, hot raggedy mess to start with, and of course, Ant went ahead with his flamethrower and started dropping napalm on him.
What you got?
Cosign 1,029.8% what Ant had to say right there.
Yeah.
There's a couple things behind that. So one of the issues at play, we're speaking in general now, because I mean, what happened with them is what's happened. It is what it is. Now it's a teachable moment. This is going on. We can kiki ha ha ha. Okay, cool. Let's get that out of the way. Now, as intelligent people or people who aspire to be intelligent, what can we garner from this so now our lives are better instead of just getting to laugh for 3 minutes or however long? To co-sign or to piggyback on what Ant said about women trying to get different results from the same men or what have you, two of the points that I want to make about that is, first and foremost, it definitely goes back to that competitive spirit, but it also underscores one of the key differences between men and women when it comes to how we deal with each other in the opposite sex. And these are one of these conversations that's always inflammatory. It always gets a lot of pushback, but we have to acknowledge reality when we see it. Just because it's real doesn't mean you're going to like it, but you have to accept it if you're going to make best decisions and better practices going forward. One of the key differences between men and women is that many women are biologically geared towards being attracted towards men that other women are attracted to.
Okay.
This is the reason for the 80-20 rule. It's, of course, once again, disclaimer, it's not an exact numeration, but it's to highlight what's to present an idea. You got 80% of the women dealing with 20% of the men.
Okay.
Women will see a man that has multiple women orbiting him, multiple children from multiple women, and unless they've done some serious inner work and really iron out those wrinkles upstairs, they see that, and in their mind, okay, that means that he's someone to be with. Well, other women choosing to be a father for their children, that means it's a good pick for me as well. That's a biological imperative because it doesn't make sense otherwise. The only way that you can justify that thinking is if there's something internal, unseen, that you're unaware of that's driving you to do that. And that's how you see these dudes that's got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 baby mamas and a whole bunch of kids behind them.
Yeah.
Women are drawn to that. Men, on the other hand, we're the reverse. When we see women that are getting around like that, they're being passed around, they have a whole bunch of children by a whole bunch of men, or they're just being very liberal with themselves. Some dudes may be attracted to that for some action. They take that as a sign, okay, that's a good time. But they don't think that's someone to settle down with.
Right.
That's someone to have a child with. A child might happen, but that's not someone that they see for commitment. And women get mad with men when they're out there in the cold. They see dudes taking this approach, and they look at men like, well, what's wrong with you? Y'all do the same thing. But you don't understand. The mindsets are different. It's not cool either way, but at least men are seeing, well, that looks like recreation. When it's come time to actually build something of value to move forward, that's not the building materials. Women see that and say that is building materials. So that's part of the issue right there. Women don't have the proper inner work to regulate themselves and make the better choices. That's the one thing. The other issue is, again, that competitive drive. When you see the red flag, when you see other people waving the red flags, you obey that shit. You don't say, okay, well, that's what she did. I'll watch I get something better. No. I remember, just a little bit of disclosure, but I remember back in the day, there was a girl that I was dealing with way back in the day. And one of the questions that she asked me was, she was insistent on determining whether or not she was the best person I'd ever been with.
Oh, Lord.
And I was being straight up honest with her. I told her.
That's a red flag.
And I told her back then, no, I was very candid with her. I was very open and honest with her. I told her, no, you're not. I let her know where on my list she ranked. And honest to God, she literally dealt with me until she had reached a point where I could honestly say, no, you're at the top there. And after that, things between us just kind of fizzles around on out. But she was hell bent on getting that ranking. She wanted to be number, I don't know, maybe I just got like that. I don't know. But for whatever reason, she was hell bent. That was on her vision board. I'm going to be on this ninja's top 2, and I'm not going to be 2.
That's a crazy red flag. But hey, shout out to Bobby Drake. We got a Bobby Drake back in the day story. I didn't know if we was ever gonna get one of those, man. Bobby Drake is like Batman. We don't know shit about this.
Yeah, we don't know nothing.
Y'all ain't about to Cam and Mace me, man. Y'all ain't about to Cam and Mace me.
I like that.
That's just me, and I've never been one of those dudes that moved around like that. So low key, for most part, what you see is what you get. If I got that story, I know damn well there's dudes out here that's got like at least 10, 20, 30, 50 times that.
Yeah, facts.
But again, this is just my first-hand testimonial that this is a real thing.
Yeah.
I'm not going to knock women because this is what's inside. This is an evolutionary thing, but we are smart, intelligent beings. You have to get a grasp and a handle on that, because if you cannot control yourself and your urges, you will be a slave to them.
Facts. Well said. Well said. All right, brother. That's what it is. Look, I pray for that family's healing and for the protection of those children. I mean, that's what really has me concerned about it. It's really, really a scary situation. I hate to hear stuff like that, but it kind of is what it is, man. Let's switch gears a little bit because I want to talk about this. You know, we got a lot of liberal friends, and our liberal friends, we got to smack them upside the head every now and again. So we're going to talk about Miss Jasmine Crockett, little silly ass, real quick.
People have been disenfranchised. Unfortunately, this is what Republicans like to do. And so they specifically targeted Dallas County, and I think we all know why.
The Democrats have told us for years and years there's no such thing as election fraud.
If Republicans were pulling any levers there, it would have been to help Jasmine Crockett. I will tell you, we're going to be pouring one out because we hope she doesn't go far because she's a content machine for us.
So there's Republicans. Give us some truth. or Jasmine Crockett. They said, I mean, it's crazy. This lady's talking about Jasmine Crockett got mollywopped in the goddamn primaries, okay, in Texas. She's, you know, she got dish ragged in the primaries in Texas. And she's talking about all this, this and people were disenfranchised, and this what the Republicans like to do. Oh, Lord, they set me up, Lord. And the Democrats, after Trump lost and had to concede, they ran around talking about there's no such thing as election tampering and all this, like the man said. And I do believe that the Republicans probably wanted her to win because she's such a defeatable candidate. She's so easily defeated because she's not a particularly serious candidate. That's what I wanted to discuss today, because black folks, black women in particular, jumped out the window when Jasmine Crockett lost the primaries. Doofus, you got to understand two things. One, because they talk about the Republicans this or the Republicans that. This was not a Republican race. Okay? Most of the electorate in Texas, number two, is Hispanic in that part of Texas. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm going to play some of the comments, just some of the stuff from the Jasmine Crockett clown show that is what she's become, which is probably why people didn't vote for her. They don't take her seriously. And some of the specific comments that made people not vote for her ass. Check this out. And nobody owes anybody a vote just because they're black, by the way, or just because they're a black woman. Let's tighten up on that. Let's politically mature, black folks. Goddamn. Check this out, right? You gotta hear this.
Don't want me
calm
to
down.
Be, no,
Can you please calm down?
Don't tell me to calm down.
Calm down.
Because y'all talk
calm
noise,
down.
and then
You're
can't
out of
take
control.
Because if I
Chairman,
come and talk shit about her,
just because someone has committed a crime, it doesn't make them a criminal.
I'm tripping, I'm sliding, I'm riding through the back like fuck. Mustard on a beat, bro, deep boat in rap. He a freak though, man down, call like Amber Lambs, tell him breathe, let them boys get across.
so I had to go around the country and educate people about what immigrants do for this country, or the fact that we are a country of immigrants.
Right.
The fact is, ain't none of y'all trying to go and farm right now. Okay, so I'm lying. Raise your hands. You're not. We done picking cotton. We are. You can't pay us enough to find a plantation.
And so we have, again, the Jasmine Crockett clown show. Look, I would like to like Jasmine Crockett. I really would. You know what I'm saying? I would like to hear somebody black get out there and advocate for black people. Unfortunately, Jasmine Crockett does not ever do that. And Jasmine Crockett is not known for any legislation that she has passed, preferably legislation that would help us out if you're asking for our vote, right? You know, she's not known for that. She's known for shit like what I just showed you. Doing the Kendrick Lamar dance, you know, after the Super Bowl, walking down the halls of Congress. And then saying dumb shit like, just because you commit a crime doesn't make you a criminal. You're a lawmaker and you're saying that? And then other silly stuff she's talking about, immigration and, you know, how immigrants have contributed so much to this country. There are some immigrants that have contributed, but let's not get it twisted here. Immigrants do not contribute anything that Americans can't contribute to this country, and they didn't come here illegally, the ones that did. What are we talking about? She doesn't have an argument, you know, but she still insists on, you know, trying to compare Hispanics and their struggle to black folks and our struggle. And we ain't picking no more cotton. She doesn't speak like that in real life. For those of you that are easily fooled, those of you that are easily fooled and easily amused, she doesn't really speak that way, you know. And she gets up here with this honey child, sister girl bullshit, and people are just tired of that because she doesn't actually do her job. She's always itching for a viral moment, always doing some goofy shit. She's not Stacey Abrams. You know, if you want to make an argument, okay, Stacey Abrams is very intelligent and she has views and policies that, you know, she feels a certain way about it. Okay, let's debate the issues. Jasmine Crockett don't talk about nothing but illegal immigrants, abortion, and gays. You know what I'm saying? Of which I am none of the three. And Democrats more broadly, all they talk about is illegal immigration, abortion, and gays. I don't see why people don't understand why these people are not getting the vote share that they should be getting. They ain't talking about nothing that speaks to the electorate. Y'all tell me what y'all think. What y'all picked up from that? Because that's what I got.
I'm surprised you didn't put the major video that really blew Jasmine Crockett out the water.
I put the first part. I put the first part of that video, but the end of it didn't come in when she was banging on Marjorie Taylor Greene.
No.
What? What I missed?
I put it on my page. I'm surprised you ain't take it off my page.
Oh,
you didn't know Obama got on national fucking TV and said she was incompetent, she wasn't authentic, nothing like that. You didn't see that video on my page?
I saw something where Obama was kind of saying, I didn't know they said all that. God damn.
Yes. Go look at my page. Go on my page and see it. He was talking about how they need somebody more authentic, which means that
I did see that.
Okay, and he was talking about he was talking about who she was running against, Tarico. He was telling people to vote for Tarico.
Mm-hmm.
So you got Obama out here who sat back and criminalized and demonized and condemned black men for not voting for Kamala, and you sit your big ear ass right on television and tell people to go vote for the Hispanic guy and not the black woman.
Come on now.
And you didn't give him the same energy that he gave us, or you gave us.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And that's the hypocritical part that I hate about people. If you're gonna stand for something, make sure that you are universally across the board with it. Don't sit here and have energy for one side, and then when the other side come in and it's not up your alley or the way you feel, you silent now. You ignoring it. Because that was some bullshit. What else y'all ignored is the fact that Jasmine Crockett told y'all that the Democratic Party was hating on her and sideballing and blackballing her out of the picture to promote Tarico. This isn't about Democrats or Republicans. This is about Democrats and Democrats. And I have told y'all before, because see, a lot of y'all goofies out here don't really know politics like that. And I've been educating y'all on politics for the last 10 years to show you that what they're putting out there, the people that's that they think is your allies is really your enemy, and your enemies is really your allies. Once you understand that in politics, you will move into a position where you can get tangible stuff for your community, tangible laws, tangible things for your community, push your community forward. We don't get that because we get caught up in symbolic shit and we get caught up in celebrity idolism, and that shit is killing us. And that's why we are stagnant, and everybody else is propelling their race way above us. We have dropped, and Dr. Claude Anderson talked about that. We dropped from number 1 to number 5th class citizens. The Asians are over us, the Hispanics are over us, the Jews are over us, and who's the other one? Pacificers and shit like that. They're over us, and the Arabs are over us. So we dropped all the way down the pole because we sit back and don't want to move in a way where we get intangible stuff. So we have to understand that you got to know how politics is ran. Let me tell you another thing. When it comes down to election fraud, I will repeat it again because I've been saying it for the last 10 years. The Republicans cheat and the Democrats cheat. They both cheat.
There it is.
Not understanding that. I keep telling you, Mitch McConnell is in his seat for so long because both Democrats and Republicans make sure he stays in that seat. Who the fuck likes Mitch McConnell? They even took a poll in his own city, his own state, and they don't even like him. The white folks don't like him. So how is he in the seat? How is the black lady Maxine Waters in her seat? The damn country cowgirl hat from state of Florida, she remains in her seat. They got all these people, Clyburn, all these dummies in the seat for years and years. Don't you know that they have to have both parties to work to keep these people in the seat? It's a political theatrics, and I land my plane on that.
All facts. And listen, man, just to add on to that at the end, the specific comment that really sank her is when she started talking about we ain't picking no more cotton. That right there, that pissed Hispanics off because the idea is we're not picking the cotton no more. They're picking the cotton, meaning the Hispanics that are coming here, they're going to be the cotton pickers now. And so you basically just took that whole group of people and relegated them to a second-class citizen status, and they found that very insulting, as they should, really, if we keep it in the buck. She's very inarticulate. Go ahead, Bobby Drake.
And real quick, Bobby, you remember, I thought you would have had that video. There was a Hispanic girl who talked about that and ripped her new asshole with that. I thought you had that video.
Yeah, it's so much. I can only put so many. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Bobby.
With a dumpster fire, once you get to a certain point, all you're doing is just adding more flames. I mean, a flame is a flame. It's a 5-alarm fire and doesn't get higher.
It's horrible.
Jasmine. There's as critical as I have been about her, and for good reason, the truth is, I really wouldn't have too much to say about her antics and the way she composed herself and all the things I get on her about. I mean, this right here, her whole political run, this is the quote unquote blackest she's been in her whole life. She has never been as big of a nigga as she been now, boy.
They made sure of it.
Her upbringing, her schooling education, not a single. If anything, she's a whole entire Valley girl. This right here, this is uncharted waters for her. Yeah. But again, that's fine. I'm not gonna knock it. I'm not gonna knock it for the wigs or anything else. I'm not going to criticize her for doing all of that. My issue with her. This is Bobby. Some other people might agree, some might disagree, but this is me speaking for me alone. My issue with her is that she does all these performative antics and whatnot, but she doesn't do it for her people.
Yeah.
She doesn't do it for the ones who actually have her back. She doesn't do it for black people.
No, she doesn't.
She will do all this bombastic tirades and neck waving and rolling and all the sister girl shenanigans and all this nonsense just so she can try to drum up black support, only to turn around and advocate for non-black people and non-black issues. That's my problem. Only thing we heard out of her mouth has been banging the drum for illegal immigration, illegal immigrants, this is that and the third. Not black people. And so then when she went ahead to run against the Democratic Party, because she knew in advance, this wasn't a surprise to her, she knew that she didn't have their blessing. She went about it the right way. She went to other Democrats trying to get the support, and all of them basically stepped back and said, now we cool on that. Instead of being the good little soldier that she is, and falling back at the cut, awaiting further orders, she decided, man, F y'all, I'll do what I want anyways. And then she tried to go ahead and be a freelancer, and she learned the hard way, you ain't bigger than the system.
The program.
You ain't bigger than the program. You think it's all about you, baby girl, you version 1.2. We got 3.9 coming out in a few weeks.
Yeah, basically.
You outdated and relegated. And the thing is, because the first thing that you're always going to hear from the politically unsavvy and challenged is that, well, this is clearly racism. This got to be racist because she's a black woman. See, they do not want the black women to succeed. They did it to Kamala Harris first. Now they do it to Jesse Walker. They don't want the black people to win. They intimidated of a squall black women. No. No, you simple Simon Sack. No. Because the same exact humiliation ritual, if you want to call that, played out before.
Yeah.
A white male politician. I believe you all know him and still beloved in some circles. What was his name? Name escapes me. Not Bert, not Ernie. Oh, Bernie. Mr. Bernie Sanders. When he decided, when he had everyone on that bandwagon back in the thousands, back in the aughts.
Yeah.
Back then, we need to get Bernie Sanders in there. He's going to make a change. We need to support Bernie Sanders. He's what the change that the game needs. And in true Judas Goat fashion, he ran to a point just to rack up all that support.
Yeah.
And because they knew damn well, we ain't going to have this dude and his ideas in here. Fuck that.
Come on,
They told
man.
him, hey, go ahead, jump off the cliff. And as soon as he did it, then everyone did exactly what was predicted. Well, Bernie didn't make it, but, let's not let this be in vain. Let's go ahead and throw our support behind whoever the Democratic nominee is.
Yeah, they always play that Jedi mind
Before
trick.
Dave Chappelle, gotcha, bitch.
Yeah.
Like a charm every time. Jasmine Crockett's purpose is to be a Judas goat. I've spoken about what that is before. To be a Judas goat, to rally up and stir up black support. And right when it's time for the actual primary to run, where they decide who the candidate is, she's supposed to commit seppuku, Japanese-eyed suis, and then turn around and say, well, we gave it a good try, but, as Democrats, remember, vote blue no matter who, so all you want to support me, go vote for this person who you weren't rocking with before. It never fails. The difference between her and Bernie is Bernie understood that he has to get in where he fits in, even as a white male, a white heterosexual male, and he went ahead and he told the party line. Jasmine Crockett did not, and as a result, she gets humiliated publicly for the whole world to see. That as well too, and even that didn't salvage him. So that goes to show you how it is. The Democratic National Committee, just like the Republican National Committee, is its own entity. It has its own desires, and it will have them seen through no matter what. You ain't bigger than the program. And now, and the worst part is, Jasmine's real base, the people she was stumping for, putting that good labor in for, they made it plain. Thanks, boo, honey boo boo. We don't want you.
Facts. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? She was rejected by her own base.
All that work to turn her back on the people, and like Thanos said, you did all that, and where did it lead you? Back to me. I am inevitable.
Yes. Shout out to everybody that think that Bernie was going to be the hero for them. If you go look, I want y'all to Google Bernie signing a Democratic contract. He basically played black folks. He signed that contract. The Democratic Party made him sign that contract so that way he couldn't leave the party. But he was also a third representative for another party. So when he was the deciding vote, remember he was the deciding senator because he ended up being a senator. He had the deciding vote, and he never voted with the Democratic Party because he signed that contract. See, shit like that, y'all got to pay attention. This is all politics. Go ahead.
He's a slick bastard. Facts. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, we're not going to get much done politically anyway. We need to get our economic house in order. That's really where it's at. So our economic house in order and get on code as a people. That's where we need to be. So
I would make sure that we just make sure we tell them locally you can get shit done. I've worked with a local official, and she brought back $4 million because I told her the same thing. She's a Democrat, and I said, when you go up there, get what you need to get from anybody. And guess what? She said she got more money and help from the Republicans than her own Democratic Party people. Y'all got to understand, a lot of these little local Democrat people that y'all have, they're getting blackballed by Democratic parties, man, and putting these puppets in office.
That's true. Jasmine Crockett got her Negro wake-up call. Short story. You know what I'm saying? Like they, including Obama, our first black president, he supported the Chico. You dig? And that's fine. You know what I'm saying? But let's call it what it is. You dig? Let's not try to blame it on the black men because you're so fucking stupid you can't think and see what actually really happened. Tighten up, goddammit. All right, so we're going to go ahead and talk about some more people that need to fall back, goddammit, because, boy, it's so many of them. This story broke my heart.
Girl is dead, but will anyone be charged? That's the question surrounding a fight involving the middle school girl who died after a medical episode several days later.
Villa Rica police do have video of this fight from the school bus and from a witness to this fight. They continue to work on this case while the family prepares for a funeral.
I don't understand.
Rashonda McClendon is still trying to come to grips with the loss of her daughter, her only child, 12-year-old Jada West.
She's such a loving girl.
The new girl in the neighborhood, the new student at Mason Creek Middle School, one who the family says had to deal with bullying at school. Last Thursday, Jada got into an argument on the school bus, and it blew up into a fight within walking distance of her home. A friend ran to the house to tell her mom. McClendon went to the scene.
She was on the ground. She wasn't breathing. She wasn't breathing. I said, I heard she fighting. I heard she got the fighting. And the adult said, I don't know. And then that girl said, well, she hit me first.
After being transferred from Tanner Medical Center to Children's Hospital Scottish Rite, Jada died Sunday. The family is waiting on the autopsy.
I'm angry. We gotta teach our children. I'm angry. What happened to the love? We lost our love, people. Teaching children to love.
What the fight was about is unclear. Jada's father had been to Mason Creek twice to try to figure things out.
She always wants friends, and I tell her, you know, it's okay to not have friends. You know, it's okay to be by yourself. Because people don't treat you right, you know.
Villa Rica Police and the Douglas County District Attorney are examining a video circulating on social media of the fight to decide next steps. The family has asked us not to show the video.
So, heartbreaking story. You know, prayers to that family. My heart goes out to that family. R.I.P. to that little girl. I pray for their healing. It's so ridiculous when we have to cover stuff like this. But again, knowing when to fall back, you know, we got these kids in school. There's an uptick in violence in schools, particularly among young females. Every fight that I've seen on the internet, and I see a lot of them, out of every 10, maybe one of them is with little boys. Most of them are with little girls. Okay. And I think that it has something to do with this culture more broadly, because they go home with their hood rat mamas. A lot of them, not all of them, but some of them. They go home with this mother. Seems like she's really together. I'm not knocking this mother, right? Just from the eye test, she passes the eye test, right? But a lot of these little girls, they go home with their hood rat mamas. They watch baddies on television with their mamas. They listening to Cardi B and goddamn Meg Thee Stallion and Sexy Red in the car on the way to school. And it influences their behavior. You know, now I've heard a bunch of different accounts of this story. Who was the aggressor? Who wasn't? Whatever. I don't care. At this point, from what I understand, they jumped this little girl. When her mother came to the bus stop, the little girl wasn't breathing. You understand? You understand how horrifying that is? Like the mother said, we're losing our love. We're losing our humanity. You know what I'm saying? Like, we used to fight back in the days. I remember I got jumped when I was at Brownsville Middle School. About 6 different dudes was popping on my ass, and I was swinging back. Hey, I took an L that day, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Nobody tried to kill me. You understand? We scrapped all the time back in the days. Used to fight my god brothers, Octavius, Lionel, Patrick. Hell, no, I didn't fight Lewis. Lewis was too young. Patrick, Christopher. I used to fight all of them every day. Okay, and we go back and shake hands and hey, you know what's good? We walk to school together the next day. Even when we fought other people, we wasn't trying to kill nobody. They listen to their music and it's all about drilling. Drill is another word for doing a kill. You know what I'm saying? It's kill music. It's death music. That's all they listen to, some of these little boys. You know, and so I think that the culture is getting to a point where these type of things have become normalized. How many times we have a school shooting where somebody go into school and just blow everybody away? You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's normal now. That has to change. And in our communities especially, you know, we already got a lot going on. We don't need this type of pressure. You know, it was heartbreaking. I really pray that they find justice. Another question they asked there at the end, I think this is a very interesting question. They say they don't know if anybody's going to be arrested. How that happened? What y'all think? Talk to me, man.
Yeah, I put that on my page, and I said I spoke on this epidemic of the increasing fighting between young girls and how it's seriously escalating into dangerous territory. Yes. And in the video, I guess this is the video that the parents didn't want to show, but I got the video. I guess this was sent out from whoever the little kid that was recording it. Yeah. And the little girl who got killed tragically. You you can hear her in the video saying, I don't know why she getting off this bus, because if this bitch get off the bus and hit me, I'm gonna beat her ass. This is coming from the victim.
Right.
So
I heard
like you said, there's a lot of influence that comes from these shows, these music, and it also from, let's not forget, one of the biggest influence, which is social media. It's one of the biggest ways that these young girls are trying to get viral and be recognized, because that's that whole thing about being recognized. So they're trying to have a viral moment. That's why a lot of these young girls try to set up fights so they can have their friend record it and then go viral on it. So it's a form of entertainment for them, a form of ego, because we don't talk about girls' egos. Girls have a lot of big egos that men have too, but we don't talk about women ego. And there's this ego atmosphere that is affiliated with this stuff as well. You know, I want to be the biggest, the toughest, and the most respected. That's why I be coming out here beating these girls. And you notice that a lot of these girls, they watch these viral videos, and you notice the one thing that they always do, because they repetitive, they watch stuff and become repetitive. Notice that all these fighting videos, when they punch a girl, what they say after that? Bitch, bitch, bitch. So it becomes this culture now of trying to be the dominant woman in these fights and getting recognition from people they know and people they don't know. You know, it's sad. And I know this mother has a great heart, and I think she raised her daughter the best way. She raised her daughter on love. One thing I'm kind of iffy about is when she said that, you know, she tries to tell her not to find friends. That's the worst thing you can do. You don't want your child to isolate. You want your child to pick good friends. It don't have to be popular friends, because I think a lot of these young girls and young boys too always gravitate to be with the popular kids and to be cool. We see this in movies all the time, where the person that's getting no notoriety always want to run with the cool people, and then they put them through these torture or have them doing fucked up shit to be down with them, you know, and to destroy their character and stuff like that. So we see that happen a lot. So you should be out here telling your children to find the right children to be around. It's cool to be with somebody that's a nerd like you, because this little girl look like she's very intelligent. She's a nerd. I tell people all the time, I'm a nerd. I'm not afraid to tell people that. I ain't representing no thug. I'm a nerd. Right. You know, so I think that's what we need to do. And the last point before I land my plane is that we have to understand bringing the village back. Y'all the same ones that fucking turned your back on the village, because when people were correcting your children, don't correct my child, leave my child alone. But when your child ends up being dead, when they end up being shot by police or being jumped and killed like this young girl, now you want the whole world to get involved and be part of the community. And we have to stop being post-active and learn to be pre-active. And I land my plane.
Facts. Let's do that, folks. Real talk. I'm issuing that challenge to everybody. Let's bring back the community. The community would have stopped this. Go ahead, Bobby Drake.
Oh, this was there's unfortunately been a lot of this going around lately, especially, and I'll be perfectly honest, I don't know if it's the case that it's a lot of it going on lately, or if it's just that it's been at this pit for quite some time now, and it's just that more footage is being released. It's hard to tell, but this video really did chip something away inside me when I saw it.
Yeah.
When I didn't see the video, I on purpose have avoided looking for that video, because just hearing the story was enough to really sadden my heart. I think I saw that towards the end of my work day, and I still had a relatively good amount of energy in the tank. But I can literally recall, after reading that story and seeing and hearing the mother, there was a noticeable dip in my energy the rest of the day. I think I lost like about a good 20% off my gas tank, so to speak. That was hard.
It was.
But unfortunately, this is not a one-off, or this is not a fluke. The reality is that you're talking about there's been an uptick in violence among these young girls, and that's true. but that's a partial truth. The reality is there's been a growing uptick for a long time now of violence among females, period, irrespective of age. Little girls and old women as well too. I just saw, apparently they're going they're going crazy over in Houston right now with this whole rodeo thing going on. It's basically a slugfest and an STD swap meet going on over there from reports that's being shown. They got videos of people literally in cars and getting it on, women having whole brawls down. And the thing that I'm seeing is, minus the sexual acts that's going on, with these fights, these brawls, I'm looking at these videos and I don't see any men around. Right? To point the finger, say, but what about the men? What about the men? Sorry, there were no men involved in the making of this video. No directors, no stars, no guest stars, no stage crew, no. For the ladies, by the ladies. In this age of content creation and reality TV, we've talked for the longest about how sex has been creating relevance, sex sells, sex, controversy, and death. But what has also been discovered by the women folk is that violence now also sells as well too. Violence has become a medium for getting attention, going viral, gaining relevance, getting popularity, notoriety. You have shows like Zeus Network showing even behind the scenes footage where you have women signing up for auditions to be on these reality shows. And Jesus Christ, they haven't actually even made it to the cast of the show they're going for. The auditions, they're fighting and throwing down and going at it with each other.
It's ridiculous.
And if you look at it, it looks like a scene right out of the New York Metropolitan Zoo.
It does.
So they look like wild animals, from their hair, the markings on their bodies, the way they're dressed, everything, the way they're speaking. Nothing about it is even remotely close to the parallel universe of what you would think of as Black excellence. It's disgusting. And so they're doing it to get psychic and also monetary benefits. But the other thing that's driving this as well too is, and we talk about this all the time, and this is another example of how nothing happens in a vacuum. We as human beings live whole, complete lives. The absence of accountability, we keep goddamn talking about it. We keep banging the fucking drum. And I like to say we're beating a dead horse, but I can't, because the bitch still is well alive. We're trying to get it to die, and the women won't let it. Because the horse was dead, the women would be doing it, and so there'd be nothing but bones left. But unfortunately, this horse is the healthiest it's ever been, living its best life. These women are growing up without any sense of accountability. No one can hold them accountable. If men say something about it, then they hate women, they're misogynistic, or they have mommy issues, they hate women, they must be sissified or punkified. And if the women try to hold them accountable, well, then they're pick-me's, they're looking for male validation. Nobody can tell them anything. Even the law. I've seen. I saw a video this past week alone, of a woman in a car with a child. I don't know if you saw that in Texas.
We're gonna do it right now. That's a great segue. Let's go into it.
All kind of stuff. But this absence of accountability and consequences has led to a number of women not just being, wilding out, but also posing a danger to themselves. Because here's the thing: as men, we understand our consequence of actions. So what you and I have the ability to do is we have the ability to assess. We can evaluate. And even when we crash out, we have the ability to look at the situation and say, if I act out right now, how bad could this get for me? What are the consequences? We can say, well, you know what? I might just go to jail overnight or whatever, but I'll run it. I'll be out over the weekend. Cool. Sometimes we're like, you know what? The stakes are too high. If this goes sideways, I can't do this. But because women are not used to accountability for their bad behavior, they literally don't have the ability to weigh out the consequence of their actions, how it's going to play out. And when shit hits the fan, they'll lose their mind because they never imagined that it could get this bad. Why? Because they never have had to face consequences for their actions. And that's why, I'll let you transition, but this is why when I advocate for men not playing the whole I don't hit women back thing. I advocate for doing this because if a woman crosses that line and attacks you, the best thing you could probably do for her life is to go across the head. You don't go overboard and try to put it in the grave, but she crossed the boundary. A good firm smack can save her life because you are teaching her the lessons that her parents failed to teach her, which is that actions have consequences. And if she's allowed to keep on going and doing this without clapping, without getting something back, she might run to a person that can't regulate. And when they respond, it's going to be overkill for something that she should have learned a long time ago.
I wouldn't recommend that, Bobby, but okay, I hear where you're going with it. I wouldn't recommend that though, but I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, I think it go back to the same thing you said last time about the wording. I think what Bobby is saying basically is defend yourself. If you have to defend, advocate for men defending themselves. Once you defend yourself, you're not being aggressive.
Purely defense.
I can totally agree with that. All right, let's check this out. Bobby just gave us a great segue into the story that I was going to talk about next. Let's do it.
This incident happened at Hearst, Texas.
Citation as far as the bills, you don't want to take it? No. Well, it's going to take it because it's your citation. I don't want it. That's your citation. That's littering. Step out of the car. Don't do that. Fuck off my car. I'm not stepping out. Look. Mom, chill out. I'm not just call. Yes, call. I'm not touching. Mom, please chill out. Mom, please chill out. Mom, don't touch me. I'm not stepping out of shit. Call your motherfucking supervisor. You're not the supervisor. Call your supervisor. A supervisor. I'm not stepping out of nothing. Mom, chill out. Please chill out. Get your hand off me. Get your hand off me. I will step out when the supervisor. I'm not stepping out of nothing. Get your hand off me. Get your hand off me.
I'm not letting go.
You littered. You dropped the ticket, not me.
I put the ticket in the car.
No, you dropped the ticket, not me. You dropped the ticket, not me. Get your hands off me. You're touching me. Give me the ticket. You're touching me forcibly. You're holding me too tight, and you're being out of line. Y'all see this, right? Sir, I'm sorry. Can she just get the ticket? No, you stop. Why are you holding my arm like this?
Because I gave you the
Why?
ticket.
No, you did not. You dropped the ticket, not me. I told you I did not want it. You dropped it. You dropped it. You're doing too much. I'm not afraid of you. Get your hand off of me. You're holding me forcibly for no reason.
Because you need to step out of the car.
Get your fucking hands off me.
Step out of the car.
No,
Mom, is there anything I can do to get you to comply?
Look, Mom, he just said take the ticket and we can leave. He said take the ticket and we can leave. No, I did not. You did that. He said you take threw the the ticket ticket and we at can me.
I gave it to you.
Nigga shit. What part of you acting like an ignorant hood booger could get you fucking killed do you not understand at this point? I'm not going to authorize what he ended up doing to her. I'm not going to co-sign because he ended up beating the shit out of her, basically. At the end of the video, they snatch her out the car and they jack her up and she had a black eye and all this old shit. I'm not going to co-sign that. Obviously, that's wrong. But dumbass, you don't know by now that they're looking for a reason to do that, to be justified in doing that, and your goddamn son got more sense than you. With your stupid ass sitting up there trying to prove a point. I'm not scared of you. I need to see your supervisor. You are not the supervisor. Shut the fuck up. You could have gotten killed over some dumb shit. Just trying to gravitating to this low energy hood rat bullshit behavior that you see online. Did we just talk about baddies? Goofy bitch shit. That's what you want to do? Seriously? And the little boy is pleading with her, calm down. Like, look, black folks, Tariq Nasheed said this a while ago when I was listening to him. Black folks, when you get stopped by a cop, you need to behave like you are in enemy territory. Period. Now, they may still harm you, but you don't want to give them a reason to harm you. We know they're racist a lot of the time. You understand? We know that they're looking for an excuse to kill you. And your dumb ass gonna give it to them? And you got a kid here who gonna take care of your son when you locked up? But you want to be emotional and goofy. And now she's online, trying to look like Miss Polly Purebred and all this old shit. And, of course, she's a victim now because they beat her up. But all of that could have been avoided is the point. We get to this point where we have no self-governance, no control over our attitudes. I've seen about a good 30 or 40 videos just like that. With this type of goofy hood rat behavior. What the fuck you proving? You got stopped. He gave you a ticket. Take it. Move the fuck on.
Straight about the Jasmine Crockett playbook.
Dude, What in the sexy red? Bruh, it makes my head explode because somebody could have really gotten hurt. You know what I'm saying? And then when you criticize them, you know, they try to cuss you out too. They think, you know, they think that this whole cussing people out shit is cute. And, you know, if the hood rats on the internet, yes, girl, yes, queen, if they're saying that, then somehow you did something. All the neck waving. I'm so disappointed. I really, really, really hope that situation works out okay and they get that sister some counseling. She clearly has mental issues from where I sit. I'm sorry that they beat her up like that. I hate to see that happen, but you gave him a beat my ass ticket. You gave him a beat your ass free ticket by acting like a goofy. Go ahead, man. Talk to me. What y'all seen? That's what I saw.
It's really sad that, and like I said before, what I'm noticing over the extended amount of years with Black people, but especially Black women, a lot of people are very hypocritical. If her son was in that seat, she would be telling that man to comply with that white officer. She would not be telling him, go ahead, take the ticket, throw it out the fucking window. But now she's in the seat and she wants to be this Billy Badass and act like she's tougher than the officer. You know, and a lot of times when you look back in history, there's reasons why our ancestors did certain things. And one of the ancestors used to always tell us is to conduct ourselves respectfully. And the reason why they told us to conduct ourselves respectfully is for your safety, you know, and also you're also being a representative for people that look like you. She is being a representative for Black women. When you have these racists out here that look at that video, they're going to say, see, this is the aggressive Black woman that we don't like in the workforce. This is the attitude, the angry Black woman attitude. Because guess what? You cannot, when you look at the video, because I've seen the video, when you look at the video, you cannot deny that this lady was all the way in the wrong from the very moment, because this officer gave her the ticket, which allowed her to go on her own way and fight the ticket in court. Instead, she wanted to act like she wanted to prove a point and let her emotions take over and threw the ticket outside the car. Ma'am, that is loitering. That's another charge. Do you know loitering is a crime? Are you that silly? And guess what? The man was going to still at least let you go. But you kept escalating it to the point where he now got aggressive.
Yep.
Because he said to you, if you know, see, people got to take and they got to analyze the video. He paused, grabbed your arm, paused, and said, ma'am, is there any way I can get you to comply? So when this goes to court, I tell people all the time, 83% of the damn people in the jury looks like the officer. Why? Because a lot of y'all don't want to go to court. Y'all bail out of court and do all this other bullshit and put the people that look at you in a horrible light in the majority of the jury section. They're going to look at that and they already pro-police. They're going to look at that and have sympathy for the officer because he followed protocol. People, and to go back to what you were saying, Major, when Tariq Nasheed, I'll give the credit to, because I'm pretty sure that's who he got it from because he always talks about him all the time. But I give the credit to Neely Fuller Jr., who always talked about us being behind enemy lines and conduct ourselves like that. So I definitely want to give that elder that credit for that. And understanding that part of it, people make it alive by having strategy out in the road to say, okay, I'm not going to fight you here, but I damn sure will fight you in the court. And guess what? Let me tell you how stupid this is. Do you know I've been to court many times? I know Major and Bobby been to court many times. Do you know when you get a traffic ticket, the damn officer don't show up and the judge throw your shit out, especially if you have a great driving record. Do you know how many tickets I got thrown out just by showing up in a nice ass suit with my long ass dress, and the judge is like, damn, you look nice today. Where's the officer? He didn't show up. Majority of them don't show up. You know why? Because they're out there getting quarters. They just got to write the ticket. They don't give a fuck if you get your shit dismissed. They're going to cause you the inconvenience, but at the end of the day, it goes on their quarter and they done their job. Now you got to go out there and do your job and fight the shit and get your shit thrown out. It doesn't cost you anything. Now, what you've done, and I know I've been a little long-winded, but this is very fucking important because now what you've done, you have escalated something that could have been thrown out of court to now being something where you're labeled, arrested, and labeled as a terroristic threat who also is, they call it physically harming a police officer. Do y'all know that this charge automatically gets thrown on you when you resist with these officers? Do y'all know that? Do y'all tell y'all children that?
They don't know anything.
So now you're going to have a criminal record behind it because of that. You can get compensated for your civil, but you're still on the felony side of it, a battery on an officer. That's what they're going to label it as.
Felony.
Be smart. Be smart. 2026, be smart. I'll land my plane.
Some of the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Bobby Drake, what's up?
Boy, she needed a whole entire Chris Jericho missile drop kick to her skull. Whole entire Attitude Era drop kick to her skull. You stupid idiot. You forget Queen of the Damn. You're the Queen of the Dumbass. I saw that video and I just wanted to backhand her so many times. She was pissing me off. I was really genuinely watching that video and I heard about it. I was hoping that I could find something to fault the officer on. I had nothing. I have to admit now, I don't know what happened afterwards. I don't know who said
they beat her ass. I can fault them for that. They didn't have to do that, but you know,
I don't know who was doing what. That's going to come out in the investigation. I know that before she got dragged out, that was on him. But what I do know is that before she got dragged out, she started kicking him. So even though she was pulling back, there was resistance, but that's just resistance. That's still a crime, but that's not an actual felony. You haven't actually harmed or posed a threat to the officer. You just ain't been listening in a physical manner. As soon as she threw them feet on him, I'm like, oh, okay, so now you've opened the door for violence, and now violence is going to come back to you, and you are not cut out for the violence that's about to come back your way, especially if there's numbers on the side. The main thing that concerned me about all this, because, again, did she deserve to get the level of the smackdown that she got? No. She deserved a couple lumps across the head, but all that, no, that was uncalled for. But my main concern was the young man's trauma.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, he had to be back there in that position of helplessness. His mother,
good point,
the woman that means the most to him in the world, his first teacher, the person that's been, I don't know what deals with his father, but his mother, at least, if nothing else, has been there with him his whole life. He had to watch possibly his primary caretaker be in a position that he likely has seen a number of other Black people in before. A lot of those stories he's heard about have had fatal outcomes.
Yeah.
And so the whole time, literally, as if he's seen the movie before, he's literally watching his mother with all the confidence in the world march towards her demise. And he keeps saying, please, Mom, don't do this. No. He's pleading with her. She ain't listening. He's pleading with the officer. He's not listening. Everything is outside of his control. And then he witnesses her being assaulted. In his own spiral emotionally, he might have even jumped out and got himself in a situation where now he could have been assaulted as well, too, for attacking an officer, or even lost his life as well, too.
Good point.
This was reckless for a million reasons, and that young brother is going to have to undergo counseling for that.
100.
You don't witness something like that play out like that and be okay mentally. That's not possible. He's going to need counseling sessions to deal with that trauma that was unleashed by his mother. Accountability. I love that you pointed out, Anthony. I definitely expected you to. I would expect you to as well, Major. our venerable, dearly departed Elder Neely Fuller Jr. spoke about this. When you are living under a system of racism and white supremacy, we are to behave ourselves as if we are prisoners of war. We're supposed to be strategic, mindful, not reckless. We're supposed to move a different way and conduct ourselves accordingly. Trying to go tit for tat. She was talking to that police officer like that was the baby daddy.
Yeah.
You broke bum ass nigga. Yo, never show up no ways. Where's the child support? You behind all that neck rolling. You would never have imagined a million years she was speaking to a law enforcement officer who has the power to arrest her, or if he wants a trip, take her life. You would have never guessed that. But it goes back to what I said before. The lack of accountability and the lack of consequences for violations puts you in a position where you are unable to assess how much danger you're in. You got the damn lion sitting right in your face, and you punching it in the nose, completely oblivious to the fact that they can literally take your whole head off.
That was some of the goofiest shit I've seen in a long time, bro.
And it didn't have to be that way. Dude, from all intents and purposes, was handling himself like a consummate professional, like you said.
He was.
I literally got stopped I got stopped this week. Actually, got stopped on Monday. I was trying to get to work. I'll be honest. I will accept accountability for my actions. I didn't do anything crazy, but I took a liberty that I know I shouldn't have.
Yeah.
And because I was low key rushing, I wasn't as aware. I didn't do a look, because if I looked around, I would have seen them behind me, and I would have known that was a goof troop move to do. But I did it. I did I jumped out at a red light. I was trying to catch a turning light. Went red before I can get there.
Yeah.
Some car was taking sweet time. So when the lights to go green straight ahead went on, I immediately, before anyone even took off, zipped right over. Nothing crazy. I did that. Cop behind me. Saw the lights go on, and I was hoping, please, I hope that's not for me. I saw it, but I'm like, let me just, go at normal speed. Let me go continue. Let me make this turn I was going to make.
Yeah.
Sure enough, they followed right behind me. I kept it cool. I saw what it was. I pulled over in a nice, not a crowded, but a very open public space. So ain't going to be no private assassinations if it comes to that.
There you go.
Turn my music down. I keep my information right in the visor above me before they even come down. Turn my air off. Cut my car off.
Yeah.
Drop my window. Get my stuff. I start gathering my everything. And he pulls up and he says, hey, how you doing? I got this officer here, as Caucasian as can be. Got a whole entire German or Polish last name, whatever it was. This is 100% poly purebred.
White.
Man. Lily white. And so he came over. He didn't come with an attitude. He just was like, hi, how you doing? License and registration. Said, good morning, sir. How you doing? No buck dancing, no ass kissing, but not what she's doing. But I'm just, keeping it cool, calm, casual.
Right.
Asked me if you know why you stopped me, and I didn't try to play games. I told him, I think it's because of so-and-so, whatever. He's like, okay, cool. I'm just running information. And I sat there cool, patient. Started texting my supervisor, let him know I'm going to be running late. I just got stopped or whatever. All that, handle business. Comes back to me, asks me, when's the last time you've stopped, whatever. I said, it's been a long time. I usually don't get pulled over. I do what I'm supposed to do. Took about 15 minutes, came back, asked me a couple of minor questions, nothing too transparent, whatever. I just was, flying back and forth with him. He said, I'll let you know. I'll let you out for the warning. I said, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Won't be doing that again. And then he even gave me some game. He let me know. So down here in Florida and some other places, they're cracking down on the license plate frames over your license plate.
Yeah.
They're not necessarily pulling you over for that specifically, but if they pull you over for something else, they can go ahead if they want to and tack it on top of that. Then he also let me know when you get the little registration stickers. He said, going forward, make sure they only put it on the right side of the plate. I was like, I didn't know you can do it. I said, yeah, I know some people do that. He said, they only want you to put it on the right side of the plate. So he could have not only given me a ticket when he pulled me over, which he would have been in the right to do so, but he could have enhanced it for my plate cover. And if he really wanted to be a dick, he could have got me for my registration sticker as well, too.
Yeah.
He had me dead to rights, but because I played it cool, respectful, I wasn't BSing, I got off with the warning. I didn't even get a ticket. Now, if I'm coming with that attitude, what you think gonna happen?
I'm just saying, a lot of time we create our own problems.
And worst case, if you did give me the ticket, guess what? Hey, if I got to pay some money, break some bread, that's cool. I'll take that L. My life is intact. My record's cool. This stays a traffic infraction. Or like you said, you can go to court and show up. And I've had to do that before in the past. Yeah. And I had an officer tell me, hey, I got to give you this ticket because I ran the information. But look, If you show up on the date, I'm not going to be there.
Just saying. Just saying.
You'd be surprised what can happen based on your attitude. But if you can't take accountability for self, if you can't properly gauge consequences, risk, and reward, you are always going to perpetually be behind the 8 ball.
Facts. Facts. Well said. All right, man. Let's go on. Let's go on and move on to our next. We got a couple more stories here. We got to move through these. Boy, I tell you, some people just don't know when to fall back. This dude right here, this Anton Daniels character, this buffoon, he been spiraling out of control ever since Corey checked his ass. And again, not knowing when to fall back. What is this bullshit?
Question. If I had met you some time ago, you think we would be in a relationship? Why not?
Toxic.
Why not? Because I'm toxic? Because I'm toxic.
Your love is your love.
I don't think I'm like people like with your personality type. I don't think I'm like fun enough.
No, that's not. No, that's because that's what you keep saying to me. Oh my God.
My personality type is too boring.
That's not what but see, you changing.
What? I answered the question.
But what about the conversations that we had previously, though?
Which ones?
You just was different.
What happened? What'd you say?
You was different.
Expound. What you mean?
The first time that we was in the car, the first time we was in the car, when we first talked.
I was quiet the entire time.
But then you explained to me why you was quiet.
That's correct.
You quiet for a different reason now.
What?
You quiet for a different reason now. We supposed to be better than this. We supposed to be better than what we are. You don't agree?
No, because I'm a great friend.
So
I'm lost.
Oh, I'm not.
I'm not lost at all. Let me tell you what that is. I'm gonna break it down for you. That's the classic "where my hug" nigga trying to holler at the bad chick. You understand what I'm saying? Or if he didn't already hollered at her, he trying to get some more mileage. He's trying to go to the next level.
That's the male equivalent of the female. So, what are we?
Yeah. That bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But a little creepier because they're both married. Okay, let me just give you the backdrop, okay? They're both married. We don't know who her husband is.
Both of them.
But we know who his wife is, and his wife apparently doesn't care that he's always flirting with her, always taking her out to, basketball games and hanging out with her, flying her out, whatever the case may be. His wife don't care. And the main reason, there's many reasons why you need to know when to fall back, because this is a married woman. And people don't know who her husband is, but word on the street is her husband is a cop, and he works for SWAT. He works for the SWAT team. I'll just let you do with that what you may. You dig? That's just too easy for me. You know what I'm saying? That's word on the street. But the number one reason why you should know when to fall back, aside from the fact that this nigga might kill your ass, you understand what I'm saying? Is simply, and any woman's husband might come kill your ass for you up here flirting with his wife and talking all this shit on air, on live air for the world to see. You understand what I'm saying? It's not like there's any secrecy here. Dude, this is his employee. This is his employee. This is somebody, she works for him. You understand? He's paying her a check every month to come on and, talk to him or whatever. That is textbook sexual harassment from what I understand. Textbook. You up here talking to this woman about, when we talked, you different, we supposed to be better than this. And, you're pouring out your heart, dude. You singing a damn Jodeci song and shit on live. You understand what I'm saying?
No, that was another dude, that Q dude, being messy.
Yeah, dude, you doing this on live in front of the world to see, and then there's another part where I think it's that same video. No, it's another video where he's referring to this bracelet that she's wearing. Apparently, he bought her a gold bracelet. Allegedly, that's what people are saying, and you're putting this out there as though, or you're making it seem like that this is your employee. Not to mention the video where they're out of town together right after the Corey interview. She's in the hotel talking on live, and it's like 3 a.m, and he comes from the background. Yeah, and this is what, and then he adds his little 2 cents to what she's saying. He in her hotel room. Nigga, know when to fall back, dude. That shit is so dangerous, bruh. Like, never mind what her husband might do to your ass. You know, you put yourself in somebody's sight, dog. You know what I'm saying? That ain't cool. You know what I'm saying? But losing everything you got, some women will be filing a lawsuit against this dumbass right now. They got a case. You understand? Because you're pressuring this person. You're putting undue burden on this person, you know, because you're the boss. So if I say, nah, I really ain't want your fat, ugly ass, then now I'm gonna lose my job. If you respond that way, I don't want your fat, ugly, corny, bitch ass. No, nigga, you can't say that. So talk me off the ledge, dog. Am I tripping? I feel like this was just way out of bounds, and he really, really, really put. And he's not only done that with her, but with other women that he pays to come on his show. He's always flirting. He's always, you know, over the top and trying to fly chicks out and all this old shit. You don't do that, goofy nigga. I mean, just to protect your own brand. Go ahead, man. What y'all say? Talk me off the list.
I'm not gonna speak on that because I don't. This is something that I've always said, that it's those type of dudes, the Drake, the Drewskis, the Anton, the game goofy dudes who get money. They never had swag. They never knew how to talk to women. They don't know the code between men and women. You know, so they're getting the money and learning as they go. And when you do that, you end up doing goofball shit. I ain't even. Go ahead, Bobby. I don't even have nothing to say about that.
It's shit, bro.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Go ahead, Bobby.
To quote the great Wesley Snipes as the Daywalker Blade, motherfuckers always trying to ice skate uphill.
Facts.
Oh man.
It was cringy just watching it.
I would expect nothing less from him. Actually, let me take that back. I would expect nothing more from him. I would never expect less from him. I would not expect anything more from him. But rest assured, that still doesn't make it any easier to watch. That's just terrible. Gilly was right when he said money cannot unlame a lame.
Facts.
If you a lame nigga, if you a lame broad, you just that. Ain't no amount of glow up for you. You can simply go from being a piece of doo-doo in a brown paper bag to being a piece of doo-doo in a Snickers wrapper or a Trix wrapper, but it's still a piece of doo-doo. you just have better presentation, better soap and shit. But yeah, man, and if anything, if you really want to question, again, I gotta say this, if you want to question who ultimately won the war with that back and forth with him and Corey involved, again, who's the dude looking like Boo Boo the Fool? Because even then, Corey was calling him out on this same thing right here with him and her.
Yeah.
All right then and there. And it might have looked, you can say what you want about Corey. There's a lot that you can say, but one thing about the man is he is street savvy.
True.
What he doesn't have in the academic sense, he has from the streets. It is impossible to have done as well as he has over these years without any sort of mainstream backing or support like his peers have, and to still be in that position without any of that unless he really understood the streets and the name of the game. Now, there's some other things that might get him caught up, but it ain't this.
Yeah.
And he tried to make, and Anton's mistake was he tried to go ahead and do his little lame, fat, juicy nigga picked on kid tactics and mind game antics from grade school on him. Well, I'm gonna beat the older popular kids by outsmarting them. That works in an academic setting. That does not work where you are.
Nah.
Because there's nothing academic or scientific or civilized, quote unquote, about Corey and where he dwells at. Corey's in the streets. So no matter what you're doing, it has to be street based. And that's why he's out here looking goofy, because he's trying to go ahead and flex like, I stepped up to this man in his own territory. He ain't do nothing. But now look at you. You're spiraling. You getting cocky and arrogant, thinking that you somebody you're really not. And here you go out here looking like you want some certified lover boy Drake nonsense over here pining for this married woman as a married man.
Ridiculous.
For everyone to see, and you looking miserable. Ain't no pimping your lip. I'm not co-signing the whole polygamy stance, but if you already have a whole wife at home and you're going to go out here pursuing other women, you look crazy to be out here doing it like a lovesick puppy.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be going out there from a position of strength.
Yeah.
That looks crazy. She got to check you. She got to keep you at arm's distance away. And that sister, she's savvy. She ain't no idiot now. She played that real nice and cool. She never went along with anything. Always, what are you talking about? What conversation is that? What was it that you said? And he's too stupid to understand that she's doing everything she can to stay up here pristine on this pedestal.
Right.
While you here groveling, making yourself look bad all by yourself. She's built up her plausible deniability.
Yeah, you can't unlame a lame. I mean, and that dude, he wrote the book on lame. My God.
And then that extra piece that you revealed, she's married to a police officer, a SWAT member on top of that.
Nigga.
Bro,
yo.
I don't even think stepping to a blood, a vice, or a Crips old lady is more dangerous than that, because they got to get
no more dangerous than that.
Because they got to get at you through illegal channels. My man 12, he's part of the biggest gang in the world.
This goofy nigga.
The Blue.
Yeah.
Ain't no city in this country that he can't go out and holler at somebody and get you touched, boy.
Yeah.
And it's sanctioned. Once they do that, the investigation's case closed. That's a cold case.
Yeah.
So
it's wild out here.
But again, when you're unable to, and I was talking about this for the women, but this is not exclusive to women. When you are unable to adequately do risk assessments, and determine how far can I get away with this when you're in that same position. Because again, Anton likes to be sneaky and he's on the street, they will call him a sneaky fucker.
Yeah.
He doesn't have any actual skill. He tries to backdoor. He tries to do all the ass kissing and the brown nosing. That's how he gets in. He doesn't have any actual acumen.
Right.
When you're unaware of how to conduct yourself at this level, there's all kind of blind spots that you cannot account for.
Facts.
This is why it's dangerous. Stay in your lane. Either boss up your IQ on what you're trying to get into, or stay in your lane. Get in where you fit in. Because all you're doing is putting yourself at risk. You become your own biggest op.
Somebody gonna hurt that boy. He better watch his ass. I see it clear as day. Somebody gonna hurt that boy. You
and
know
the
what
sad
I'm
part
saying?
is when it happens, because someone like him, he's one of those hard-headed ones that's not going to, like, he's not going to stop on his own accord. He has to get stopped. And he will. And unfortunately, the two problems he has with that is, number one, there's going to be no shortage of people who want to do it. So that's going to take the cops forever to do the investigation. It's gonna be like, it's going to be harder work to find someone that ain't got an issue with him than to find someone who does. And number two, when it happens, no one's going to be sorry about it.
Because he got a slick mouth and he's a bitch. If you gonna have a slick ass mouth, you gotta have some muscle to back it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can see the hoe in this nigga, and he talks slick. It's like, bruh, even when Corey and him was going back and forth in my head, I'm like, hit him. I wanted him to hit his ass so bad. You know what I'm saying? But it's just one of them things, man. He unfortunately, he gonna have to learn the hard way. Anyway, moving right along to our main story. I wanted to talk about this because everybody seems to be talking about this. If you want to talk about somebody who don't know when to fall back, you should look that shit up in the dictionary and find a picture of this sister here.
A month.
I was
bro.
gonna say, how do those payments look?
At $20K a month. That's just what it is.
So you're basically working.
No, I'm not
double.
basically working double. Nothing.
Nothing. You're just doing regular stuff.
That's bottom line. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? So I'm not working to pay this, baby. Do I look like I'm struggling? I got a publicist here. I got a whole team of entourage that roll with me. No, we're good.
So that 20 doesn't affect you
no,
at all.
No, it does not. He's partly my CFO. Does it affect me?
Okay, y'all, it looks like Tasha K might be crashing out online after Cardi B continues to push to collect the millions she owes her. So you guys know that it recently came out that Cardi B wants to sit down with Tasha K and for Tasha K to basically come with her bank records to see what's going on with Cardi B, you know, getting her money that Cardi B owes her. Now, if you remember, Cardi B actually sued Tasha K for defamation and ended up winning a massive judgment of around $4 million. But later on, Tasha K did file for bankruptcy and they settled for like $1.2 million.
Want to play with me and play God? Watch me use God to clear this up. And then when I do, guess what? My freedom of speech is restored. No NDA, no nothing. Then what's up? What's up? What's up? Ain't no change. Ain't no change. I asked God this weekend, break the chain. It's been 9 years. Break the chain.
So clearly, when you talk to God, you gotta say, "Break the fucking chain." That's what you gotta say when you talk to God, because that's what she's using, God, in this profanity-laced tirade. God, fucking God, nigga. I'm just scratching my head because she talked all that. Oh, that 20 grand a month ain't hurting me. Shit, I'm still balling. I'm big money. You know what I'm saying? I'm big money out here. What the you know what I'm saying? Racks on racks on racks. What's up? And now she crying, opening the goddamn GoFundMe, asking her fans to donate to help her pay Cardi B. You can't make this shit up. Bruh. And all she had to do, what happened was, for those that don't know, she made some very nasty, allegations about Cardi B. When she was interviewing somebody, they were saying stuff, and then she kind of was parroting their talking points, basically about Cardi B's health and saying she has some kind of disease when she doesn't. You know what I'm saying? And it was proven that she doesn't. And so she lost in court, and now you got to pay that back. But before that, Cardi B's people was like, hey, just take the post down and apologize. That's grace. That's grace. You know what I'm saying? All the fuck you had to do was take the post down and apologize. But no, you couldn't do that. And so now your ass got to pay a couple mil and you can't afford it. You supposedly balling and it don't hurt you. A few months later, how the meme said, a few moments later. And then you show your ass with a goddamn GoFundMe asking your fans to goddamn contribute to help you pay off a legal bill that you acquired because your ass was irresponsible. You cannot make this shit up. What y'all say about that? That is textbook not knowing when the fuck to fall back to me.
You made an excellent point, Major, with she got the grace. And because of what I told people all the time, and I just said it earlier today, we don't talk about the elephant in the room, which is a huge problem over the years, that women's ego. That was her ego that she could not suppress at that moment that landed her in this fucking hot water she's in now. They came and they said, you know what? I see what you're doing and I respect your brand and your platform. But when it comes to this is crossing the line too far. Take this shit down. Let's reconcile some stuff. You can talk your stuff, but just this right here, I'm not going to let it fly. And instead, you said, no, I got the receipts because somebody gave you something and you doubled down and told them, no, I got the receipts. And you were so caught up in entertaining your fans, trying to have this ego of you being the greatest journalist out there that get the facts before everybody get the facts. And now it puts your ass in a position that you are crying behind the scenes and laughing in the cameras. That's basically what you're doing. And the fucked up part about that is you got a great man behind you that's enduring all this shit because he got your back. He is financially helping you survive and stay afloat because while they're out there tapping your accounts, his accounts is free.
Yeah.
And even if you could pull some money out or you can switch your payments to go from going to your account and have some of it going to his account, whatever you can do, but he has been your gateway. Your husband has been your gateway for you to stay afloat. And I think this should be a valuable lesson to a lot of women. Remember, there was another girl with an ego problem that did the same shit. I think she went after Megan Stallion and Megan went after her and got that. I think Megan got awarded that, right?
Yep.
1 point. What she got? 1.5?
I forget. It was
1 point something. Yeah, that could be it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So she got taxed with that. Y'all women have to understand when you're doing journalism, you got to stick to the receipts of what you know, not what you go by, or not even sometimes what people is showing you, because you don't know how authentic their information is. You got to stand strong on the information you know is solid. Otherwise, from that, you're going to put yourself in the danger zone. And a lot of y'all do that. So moving forward, let this be a lesson that women are not playing with women no more. You're not getting bypasses. You're not getting slaps on the wrist. These women see you as your enemy too. You try to tear them down, they're gonna tear you down before you tear them down. It's a rough shit out here. The sisterhood is not playing like that. There is no real sisterhood on that major level like that. And then you're talking about women who don't have the mindset to be in a sisterhood anyway. So you're seeing a whole destruction of just ratchet motherfuckers interacting with ratchet motherfuckers, and you getting the results from that interaction in public and full display. So gotta understand how serious this is, man. And I'll land my plane on that.
Facts. Bobby Drake.
I'm just in disbelief because she said that she was cool, wasn't hurting. And then on top of that, she asked her CFO and he said, no, she ain't good, she ain't hurting. I'm stunned. Can't believe it. That was a very astute observation that you made and pointed out, Anthony, and that is the overarching thread, minus what happened with the young sister. That has really been the overarching theme of all these stories, what they have in common. It's that ego. And we really need to start focusing more and shining light whenever possible on the out of control, rampant, cancerous growth rates of the female ego. They for the longest time, they've said that the male ego is fragile.
Yeah.
And I agree with that. That is true. The male ego is indeed fragile.
Mm-hmm.
The male ego is fragile. However, on the flip side, the female ego is thicker than zoo glass.
Man.
It's thicker than zoo glass. It's thicker than aquarium glass.
Facts.
And you can see it all the time. And all these stories, you have a woman with an ego that she refuses to keep in check, and it resulted in her own demise or her own setback.
Yep.
And in most of these cases, there was a way of escape. There's a way that you could have got out of this with sacrificing very, very little. But because you just got to show everyone that you queen bitch and you that chick, okay, well, queen bitch going to get herself a queen lick off of the head. And here you go.
So simple.
Didn't need to happen, but it's a good object lesson. As Jason Black says, women stick together until they don't. And I have to give pushback. I have to give pushback on the notion of Tasha K or any of these gossip mongers being labeled as journalists. They ain't journalists. Journalism is a respectable, at least it used to be, but journalism is a respectable, venerable field. When we talk about journalists, I think of women of women and men that actually get out there in trenches. If you want to go ahead and point to a solid journalist, got to shout to our sister Janae Tate, repping her brand with the High-Low News. That's a journalist. She's done the work. She's gotten the education. She's studied the craft. She's gone there. She does the work. That's journalism. Actually going out there, getting the facts, the actual information, talking to people, putting out the information in a clear, concise, professional manner. It's well written. It's well presented. You should take that anywhere on the planet and get respect off of that. These heifers that are content to sit around on these blog sites and just type out nonsense that they hear, rumors that they get, just to go ahead and get a pop or get a viral buzz or whatever. All kind of typos and grammatical errors, all kind of falsehood and stuff and nonsense. That's not journalism. You're literally just flapping your gums. It's the same nonsense you do at the hair salon in your sister girl circles, talking nonsense, talking garbage, nothing constructive or productive, not giving our people actual game, which we need more than ever right now. No, you're talking stupid shit.
Yeah.
You are polluting the environment when we need some clean, fresh air up in this mud. So, no. So what's happened to Tasha K? Good for even. I'm damn sure not a Cardi B fan or supporter. And as far as I'm concerned, this is mutual combat. Whoever takes the other person out, hey, good riddance. I'm glad to see it. This is good. And I would like to see going forward more celebrities and more people in the public eye clapping back at these people and fighting back against this nonsense.
Yeah.
It's disgusting that these people are able to build an empire for themselves on the backs of slinging mud at people. And they get away with it just because, again, lack of consequences. Nobody says anything or does anything. Start fighting back. Start making it that there's a cost to bring up your name. When you say, do like 50 Cent do. Hate him or love him, that's one thing I say about 50 Cent. If you go bring up 50 Cent's name in a way that he don't like, whether he's successful or not, he's going to find a way to make you pay.
Yeah.
And that's how warfare is conducted. When you're at war with your enemy, you don't just go, no. You clap back, and you clap back in such a way where your enemy is unable to return fire. You essentially shut the game down for this ain't going to be no long drawn out thing. Nah. I strike once so swiftly, so severely, there ain't no sequel. That's how you do it. So in this vein, I must give credit where it's due. I got to tip my hat to Cardi B, and I got to tip my hat to the sister that went out with the other person as well too.
No, that's real talk, man. You know, it's unfortunate, and for some reason, I like Tasha K. You know, I really hate her antics, but you know, sometimes you have these people that you just like them for no reason. She reminds me of a girl that I knew from Round the Way. You know what I'm saying? I want Tasha K to win, and I've seen Tasha K be many different people. I've seen Tasha K be empathetic. I've seen Tasha K be reasonable, and then I've seen her be what everybody else knows Tasha K for being just very obnoxious. Unfortunately, that side of her gets the best of her too often. And I just want to go back to what Bobby always says. You know, I can't think of anybody that we've talked about today that doesn't need some type of therapy. Black people, get your ass in the chair. Get you some damn therapy. All this shit is avoidable if you just learn to control your ego and reel yourself in a little bit. This is totally unnecessary. How old are we still behaving like this? I'm just saying. God damn. Anyway.
Along with the therapy, make sure that I think we need. Damn, you know, I don't really want to be I'm always a person trying to help others find avenues to help other people. I don't want to be the person that always be out here trying to do one thing and then, you know, like say I go out here and help all the youth and that's it. Like I want to help the youth. I want to work with the politicians. So I'm the person that's in different areas.
You're the facilitator.
Yeah, I'm the facilitator in different areas and things like that. But there has to be somebody, if it's just your passion, and you have, especially if you have good intentions and you have knowledge behind you, try to give out some free conflict resolution training. You know, if you want to create something where a group or circle of young teenagers or something like that,
you know somebody got a PhD or not?
Huh?
Did you know somebody got a PhD or not?
Yeah, we do. And he does it with men though, but you know, we need more women out here. Like I told you before, you remember in the session we had with the young ladies that had asked us for advice, and I asked them. You remember I said, "Give me 5 women that you would." What I said again? Give me 5 women that you look to as like a role that you would listen to, or let somebody else, like your daughter or somebody else, be a role model too. And those sisters was on it. Those sisters was listening to, but they don't represent the majority. The majority couldn't list 5 women out here that they could. So we need to start building back that for the women. I think a lot of times we see women out here in these organizations and things like that, the Deltas and the AKAs, but that don't do nothing for the community like that. All y'all doing is the same thing that drug dealers did back in the day, hand out turkeys, toy drives, and that's it. We need to get more in-depth detailed with our youth, especially the young teens. Try to see if y'all can do some conflict resolution classes or something like that, either online or in person. I think that would help the community. And I'll land my plane on that.
I totally agree, brother. Good point.
Ultra cosign.
All right, let's go ahead and get into this real quick.
This is the Crown Check segment where we honor our queens. Respect.
All right, man. I didn't know about this last week. Otherwise, I might have thrown it in because we're talking about some of the same sisters. But I did not realize that Salt-N-Pepa called out Universal Music Group at their Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction speech. I did not realize that. I want to go ahead and play that clip. Shout out to these sisters. Salt-N-Pepa, they out here doing some work, man. They out here calling out the system, and I love it. Shout out to that sister, boy. Bravo. I love to see that. Look,
yes,
I see too many people skinning and grinning, bowing and scraping. When we get up in them lights, and we have our moment, that don't mean that we change into another person and we just happy to be there. Nah, fuck that. Some shit still ain't right. Y'all got to tighten up. Call them out every time. And I just found out about that after because I started kind of looking into her a little more. And I'm like, damn, she did what? Because I knew they got inducted. I did not realize that they called Universal Music Group, who basically steals everybody's goddamn music at this point. You understand what I'm saying? I didn't realize that they called them out in their speech. Also, I mean, in prime time like that, that's probably why it was suppressed. You heard about Outkast getting inducted. You didn't hear as much about Salt-N-Pepa getting inducted. And I think that's why. I think that's why. Shout out to those sisters for unapologetically calling out that bullshit. I'm tired of these people just stealing our music, stealing our culture, and getting away with it. And I appreciate when I see sisters do things like that. Not to mention, she shouted out the women and she shouted out the men who supported them. You understand? Unlike a lot of these feminists, she didn't forget about the men. Hey, these men, they got our back. This is how brothers and sisters work together. I love to see it. It's a beautiful moment. Go ahead, cook, so we can get up out of here.
Shout out to her for saying that. I think it's pretty dope. But the next level that we need to take is getting our own streaming, starting building that Black Wall Street, because it's to the point now, man. It's just getting redundant for us complaining to people that are just gonna still do what they want to do. When we pull the curtains from them, when we get up and don't allow them to put their board on our back, we will be successful. Point in case, right now, if you ever been to Miami, if you are in Miami, South Beach was the place to be during the whole spring break. For years, I've been telling people that when the spring break time comes in, the first week, I think, of March or whatever the case may be, when Black people come down, and Memorial Weekend, those two, because FAMU comes down on the first week and then Memorial Weekend. Those times, Black people are getting charged higher rates, higher food rates, and everything around it is just higher during that time than any other time, whether it's White Bike Week or festivities for white folks. It's never priced expensive for Black folks. And why they do that is that for years I've been telling people that Memorial Weekend generates so much money off of Black folks that it actually carries that revenue for the rest of the year for business. So because of that weekend, they generate so much money that these white facility businesses get to strive their whole year off of that one weekend because our money is so powerful. So now they went out there and they banned us from coming down there. Like a couple of years back, they put on a ban where they didn't want black people down there, right? Let me tell you how powerful our money is. We sat back after a while. A lot of y'all was going down there, but eventually y'all end up not going down there. You know what resulted out of that? Motherfuckers got a bullhorn and is begging black people to come back down there because they understand how powerful. They might not like us, but God damn it, they make a meal ticket off of us, and they fucked up by telling us not to come down there, and they're struggling. So I'm glad that people are not going back down there. We need to start building our black communities, our own places, and generate and circulate that money with amongst us. And I'll land my plane on that.
Facts. I love it. Bobby Drake.
1,012%. And big up to Salt, big up to Pepper, big up to DJ Spinderella for taking that stance. And I love that idea as well too. Not being so, happy in the ass and so damn giddy just because you're in these people's space or whatever, getting a little janky, hackneyed ass awards that we all know they should have received a long time ago. Most of these artists and everything. I like that same spirit, that spirit of Prince, of Michael Jackson, those artists that, that was their mindset. It's like, trust me, y'all do me a favor, I'm doing you a favor. I like that. I like that spirit of W.E.B. Du Bois. When he graduated from Harvard, he was the first black person to graduate from Harvard. Even though he had said many times that even though he was there at Harvard, he felt like he was in Harvard, but not of it. And when the white folk came to him and said, "Hey, hey, congratulations! You're the first the first Negro to graduate. That's a good thing." And he didn't get all buck dancing. He didn't say, "Geez, master, you think so? Thank you." That he told him cool, calm, and collectively, "I assure you, the honor was Harvard's." Like a G.
That's what I'm talking about.
Like a G. That's the mindset we're supposed to have. Again, going back to what we said before. Under this system of racism, white supremacy, we are to conduct ourselves as prisoners of war. Ain't nothing to get happy and giddy about. No. We are under wartime.
Facts.
Move and conduct yourselves accordingly. And that's the mindset. And I also like how you pointed out as well, too, Ant. Not isolating or segmenting black women from black men or black men from black women. No. Thanks to all the black women, the MCs that were rhyming in the mirror, and to all the men who backed us and supported us. Absolutely. Because this is a team effort. It's a team effort. Right. You cannot play solo ball in a team effort. Many of the greats have tried and they failed. You have to win as a team. We will either hang as a group, or we will most assuredly hang separately. That's how it's going to go. Okay. Want to appreciate and show thanks to everybody that kicked it with us this week, that showed up. What's going on, Indy Janae? Much love to you, sister. We need to make sure that we're paying heed to these gems. Again, know when to fall back. This is vital information. We have to start gaining some very real ability to assess our environment and our situations. And unfortunately, because of the way many of us were brought up, the way many of us have conducted and led our lives, we are not in the optimal position to do that. Now, that may or may not be our faults, but that damn sure is, again, as it always is, our responsibility. Nobody is going to do it for us. We have to get ourselves in a position where we can be able to do that for our own sake, for our children's and our loved ones' sake, and for our future's sake. If you do not have people around you that hold you accountable, that let you know when you're messing up, that are pointing out your areas of weakness and saying, "Hey, this is where you need to get better at." You need to go and start making those friends. You need to start cutting off your enablers, that dead weight. We've talked about that in the past. Show me the 5 people that you spend the most time with, and we'll show you not just who you are, but we also show you where you're going.
Yeah.
It is important that you start looking to accountability, not as an enemy, not as a threat, but this is your ace in the hole. This is your big joker.
Yeah.
This is what's going to sharpen you and keep you sharp and performing at optimal levels. Because the reality is we live in a very real world. You are not going to be able to navigate this place successfully in your delusions. We've shown examples tonight. If you weren't sure about that on the fence, we've shown examples tonight of what it looks like when you have people who are living by their delusions, and how reality is just going to WrestleMania, laying the smackdown on their asses. All right. So everyone that's been kicking with us on from Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, we appreciate you all. Make sure you go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to this if you haven't already. Tell a friend, tell an enemy, tell a loved one, tell an ex, tell your boss, tell your underling, tell a janitor, tell the CEO, tell somebody about this podcast and what we're trying to do out here. We out here, we hustling, we grinding. The bell icon above us, click that. Make sure you subscribe for all our notifications. We will not pollute your timeline, but when we go live, you will know that it's time to pull up and relax with your boys. Until next time, next week, same time, same place, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I got this brother next to me. His name is Major Gage. This sharply dressed brother beneath me is the Anthony Malcolm, and I am Bobby Drake, and together we are Manversations 2020. God bless.
Yeah.
Manversations. Man up. Manversations. Man up. Manversations. Man up. Manversations. A place where we inform, build, and inspire. Manversations. Man up. Manversations. Man up. Manversations. Man up. A place where we inform. Manversations. A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
You gotta eat what you kill. You gotta go out there, you gotta hunt for your meals.
We all have that ability to connect with people, to be that motivational person in somebody's life.
You gotta let people know there's certain lines you don't cross, and that there's gonna be consequences if you do.
Man up.
If you are an adult and you are in a relationship, that person's emotions are not your responsibility.
Man up. Manversations. Man up. Manversations. Man up. Manversations. A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
The devil, during slavery, destroyed the masculinity or manhood of the so-called Negro. No man. No man. Right now you got to be trained all over again to be a man.
When someone is obligated to do something, it is binding upon them to do it. And failure to do it causes reaction.
Man up.
Focus shall make you rich. I don't have that type of richness. My richness is life forever.
If black people knew their glorious past, if black people knew their glorious past, if black people knew their glorious past, then they would be more inclined to respect themselves.
I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world. And that's our job, is to spark somebody else watching us.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire. Manversations. Man up. Manversations. Man up. Manversations. Man up. A place where we inform. Manversations. A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
You want to tell me about yourself? Go get your friends. I'll tell you who you are based on who your friends are.
Don't just live and die. That's an ugly existence. Make your life matter, make your life count. Live a life where people can actually mourn you for the things you left behind, not just because you were around and existed.
We need strong black nuclear family.
Yes. Yes.
That's what it is. Mother, father, son, daughter,
all in the same house with a focus on the family unit as a whole.
We had Tulsa, Atlanta, New Jersey, Detroit. We had Rosewood. We had Black Wall Streets all over.
The Republicans aren't for us, but the Democrats aren't for us either. And we should have no alliance to any political party. We only have alliance to what is in our own best interest.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up. A place where we inform. Manifestations. A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
At the end of the day, as men in the community, we must stand together and be counted because people look to us for guidance, leadership, and protection. And if we are not about that business, we are not on our job. Here we have grown-ass man conversations in the spirit of that purpose. Anthony Malcolm, Bobby Drake, Major Gage. We are. This is Manifestations 2020.
Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. A place where we inform, build, and inspire.